What's up guys, Chris of CeeManga here. I'm going to read this chapter of One Piece, and you know what, I enjoy this chapter for two reasons. Reason number one, the match is finally over, Luffy's finally won, so we can move on to something else now, maybe some more of Law and Don Flamingo. Reason number two, we finally find out why Chinjao hates Luffy so much. Well, Luffy and Grub, why he hates him so much, because I was racking my mind trying to figure out what will make him hate Luffy so much. I mean, sure, he has a rivalry with Grub, but why would that translate so over to Luffy? There must be something really, significant to why he hates all of Grub's family. And we finally find out why. And it was actually quite funny. So we're back in the fight again. Chinjao is still, talking a lot of smack to Luffy, telling him to give up, quit trying to be Pirate King. You don't have what it takes. Your era is trash, basically. Because you call the worst generation doesn't mean, shit, you're nothing. The only one that has a chance is Blackbeard, something along those lines. And then, so really, he doesn't really know Luffy that well, because he doesn't know that Luffy, no matter what you say, Luffy's never going to give up. And Luffy just proves that point. So Luffy grabs his head and shoot, obviously Gum whatever, shoots himself in the sky, and he's preparing for an attack. And then, while Luffy's preparing for an attack, Chinjao is basically saying, you know what, I'm going to crush your spirit, I'm going to destroy you. And then we roll into a flashback. And then we see, when I saw this, I was like, what the hell? He has a really pointy head. But we don't see that just yet. Okay, we see some guys basically trying to break into something. There's ice, right? And then below the ice, there's massive amount of treasure, gold, everything, right? But they can't break the ice. They've tried fire, they've tried everything, explosives, nothing works. And then out of nowhere, Chinjao shows up saying, you know what, this is my treasure, I'm the only one that can access it. And he shows them how. He basically has a cone head. I've seen an old show, right? The cone head. Yeah, his head's basically like that. It's a pointy. And then what he does, he powers up with armament haki, and then he literally splits the ground, creating the fissure, and he breaks the ice apart, giving him access to all the treasure. And then he says, this is my family's treasure for generations, been building, blah blah blah. It's mine. No one else can access it because I'm the only one with the key, which is my head. And he basically just imprisons the guys that try to break into treasure. So you can see that he's really proud of his long head. I don't think it's a family trait because his sons don't have it, but he's proud of his head nonetheless because it's the only way he can have access to his enormous amount of treasure. Now we fast forward a little bit. Now we see him having a fight with Grab, and it's been established before that they have somewhat of a rivalry, so they're fighting now. And then Grab says, "I'm gonna squash that long head of yours," and then Chinjao was like, "Prove it! I'm gonna crush your hand." So they both go charging at each other. Grab powers up his fist of armament haki. Chinjao does the same with his head, and then they clash. And then obviously Grab won because we see Chinjao now. His head is caved in basically. So he punches shit out of his head, caves it in, and then that's it, done. He's knocked out. So he wakes up now, and then we fast forward a little bit more, and we can see him trying to access this treasure once again. And then he realizes that without his pointy head, there's no way he can reach his treasure. So it's basically his family's legacy is gone, is what he's known for is gone, and then he just straight gave up being a pirate. He's like, there's no point of carrying on. What I'm known for no longer exists, and I can't access my treasure, so all his hope is lost. So he gives up, and I guess that's the reason why he holds a grudge against Grab, and then that translates onto Luffy for whatever reason. So no, we come back to present time now, and then the fight's continuing. He's charging his head, armament haki. He's he's going for Luffy. He's powered up to gear third. Elephant. Well, I think it's called Thor now, and armament haki around his giant fist, and he's about to clash with Chinjao. So they both clash now, and then something funny happens. Basically, he hit his head in a certain way where it pops back into shape. So he gets his pointy head back again, and in the process he gets knocked out. So as he's falling now, the point hits the arena, and then it splits in two, like the ice would, and then he falls into the water. So obviously that's a ring knockout. He's done basically. So that's cool. Luffy won the tournament. He's gonna move on to the next stage. So I'm just actually happy that this whole bit is over now. Sure, it was cool and that. But at the same time, I was getting quite bored of it. I wanted to know what's really going on with Law and Don Flamingo. Even though, at this point, I really don't think we're going to get any, more of that fight, because the last time we saw Law, this guy was on his arse. He's basically on his last legs. He's practically lost the fight already, so we probably won't see much of that. But anyway, this fight's over. Good. We get a bit of so we get more at the end where we see that, you know, Cavendish, you know, he's ready to you know, attack Luffy, and then I think Berthomil, I can't pronounce this guy's name, he said, you know what, no, I'm the one who's going to take him out. And then we see Bellamy in the background listening to all this. Someone, is Bellamy going to side of Luffy? Because they seem to be on okay terms right now, and he doesn't seem to hold that much of a grudge against Luffy anymore. So I'm interested to see where they go, how their character, I don't know, how their relationship develops, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. And I mean, and the shocker at the end is that, you know, Burgess actually realizes that Lucy is Luffy, and he's, so, you know, what's he gonna do now, knowing that, you know, a possible threat to his captain is right in front of him, and he can do something about it. So that's going to be interesting to find out what's going to happen next. But basically, that's a chapter in a nutshell, guys. You know, it's a really, you know, good chapter. I'm just really happy that we're moving on right now with the story, and a lot of stuff's being explained, basically. So yeah, that's my review. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up. It helps out a lot, and stay tuned for more by subscribing. Take care.